Hello, what's up? Welcome back to Man United, and this is Kira with you, bringing your match reaction to last night's or this morning's game versus Newcastle away. And what a game! What a game! I truly, thoroughly enjoyed the game, and that's the kind of football that I've been expecting from Manchester United for so long. The, uh, the game was played around 3 a.m. here local time, so I'm not sure how many of you guys actually watch it in Malaysia, but I presume everybody else around the world is enjoying it. Uh, so here's my reaction to it, my personal reaction to it, but I'd like to hear your guys' reactions to it in this for this game down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this videos to this video and One United as well. So um, let's cut in straight to the reaction to the game. I have to say it was a very startling start. Uh, that early on goal by Shaw on the second minute, and I was disappointed, honestly, and I was expecting yeah it's going to go another downhill game, and but then all of a sudden we sprang up to life and we started to attack. And if you guys see the statistics of the game yesterday, it was something reminiscence of our, not to say great performance, but an expected performance for United, in such a way that uh, we managed to get more double digits in attempts, and you know in the first half itself, we were able to get more than just one goal on target, one shot on target. Uh, yeah, and not only that, we were we were strong. We were mentally strong, and I'm not sure why is that. There were rumors saying that Sir Alex was actually in the dressing room for this game, especially, so that could have been a motivation for the team. But personally, I think I'm not I can't speak for Ole, but I saw was a different approach to the game. Uh, uh, in our previous three games, we were too focused on trying to absorb the attack and then try to get on the counter attack. We try to you know get that second ball in and hit the opposition on the counter, hoping uh in a very hopeful manner. And yeah, we were playing football like schoolboys. It's like a schoolboy play whereby you chase the opposition around, try to press on them, but if the opposition has a very good way of retaining and keeping the ball, the pressure is on you to actually get the ball. And it has been it has been our tactics for the past three Premier League games, which I mainly watch. I haven't watched the Carabao game. And it's very frustrating. So in our previous video, yeah, you can hear that when we were talking about our opinions, we said that Ole has to stick to a set of to a mindset when it comes to how he wants to approach his game, and how he has to be dynamic at the same time when trying to solve problems, when his attackers are trying to break down the defense. And we managed to see those two occurring in against Newcastle. In defense, we were very solid. We absorbed the attacks, but we this time around we are not we don't chase the ball around, so we managed to maintain uh, our frame, our defensive frame, I would say, solidly, and that allows very little space for Newcastle to actually exploit. You can see this particularly in how Wan-Bissaka was focusing on the ball, on the player, and not on the ball itself. When he managed to help Lindelof to cover on the right side, towards I think around the 60th minute or 70th minute of the game, when Newcastle was still able to get back in the game if they managed to get the goal actually. So yeah, it was a very good performance defensively, and in attacking wise, we finally see a dynamic movement on both sides of the pitch, left and right. It's still it's still heavily rely on the left, but this time around we were able to see Wan-Bissaka able to do make some crosses and managed to even get a goal himself. And this particularly is something good, something that is very good, because you see towards the second half, especially by the time we were playing with five midfielders, Bruno was able to get was on the right side and was able to connect very well with Mata and Wan-Bissaka, and especially that leads to a more dynamic attack on the right side. And talking about Mata, oh my god, a phenomenal performance from him, one assist, and although you can say that other players around him has more assists, has more goals in that game, he was very phenomenal. He played the strings very well. He is the playmaker, and in that 70th 76th minute when Van de Beek came in, that change in that midfielder dynamics actually allows Mata to exploit spaces around him, especially when you have very good runners in Pogba and Bruno and Van de Beek around him. So talking about that, uh, especially when Van de Beek came in, a lot of people have been saying that, oh, Van de Beek came in and that's when we scored the goals and we managed to get the win. True, but the actual change occurred when we totally change our approach again in terms of attacking. As you can see, when Van de Beek came in, there was no real wingers in the team. Even Mata was playing very much in the center, and not only in center of not only as a attacking midfielder, but right at the center of the field, distributing balls left and right. And Pogba and Bruno are the ones who are moving the team up in front. And a very interesting case whereby, looking at our current squad, where we don't have natural wingers around us except for, I would say, James and Lingard, established wingers, of course. Other than that, we don't really have very good wingers around us. This is a very good approach, whereby we play a more traditional. I would say initially it looks like a traditional 4-4-2, but then you will see that we were playing 4-5-1, 4-5-1 or 4-4-1-1, or if you even want to say 4-1-3-1-1. Sorry, 4-1-3-1-1, for 4-2-3-1, or something like that, whereby it allows Mata to be at center of the of distribution. And that's the good part, because right now people have been saying that we don't have someone to actually play that playmaker role, and Bruno is too far up front to play that role in the first 76 minutes of the game itself. So with Pogba, De Beek, and also Matic coming in, that actually changes the whole dynamicism of the game, and we were able to get actual useful runs from the sides, from midfielders, not from the wingers. And if you see if you see that game itself, we weren't actually playing a narrow game. We were able to actually spread out our midfield across the field. Very, I would say, not to say quite efficient yet. I mean, we are still trying to adapt to those different changes, but combine this uh five midfield game with that very, I would say, attacking minded approach. It it was superb. It was superb. It worked. and I have to I have to I don't know whether this is what Ole was thinking, or how, or what happened in between the game against Spurs and the game against Newcastle. But I'm very happy that the team as a whole decided to take a breather and try to approach the game in a more pragmatic way, in a more systematic way, and also Ole finally showing a very good tactic in trying to forget about wingers. If he can't get wingers, try to get the next best thing. And this is what exactly I personally have been thinking, to forget about wingers and play with a more distributed midfield who can actually pass, run, and get into the box. So okay, so Mata was very phenomenal in that sense. He managed to distribute the ball very easily. The runs by by Rashford, by Rashford, by Van de Beek, and by Bruno and by Pogba, all around him, uh, creates that space for him to 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 pass the ball to, and that's how we get that additional 3 goals to win the game. But even before that, he was already quite good, and he has been our player of the month for September, in his because of his performances in the Carabao Cup. And I myself has questioned why not give him the chance, and I am very happy that he was given the chance, and the team was built around him to exploit that chance. So you don't need a fast Mata, you don't need a, a quick pace Mata. Against Newcastle, he used his positioning play was very good. He used his passing range very good, and by building a wall of physically able uh, midfielders around him, he was able to better focus on his game on attacks. And I hope in future, Ole and Manchester United will start to see, rather than focusing on trying to play with play with a more traditional wingers, to try and exploit the ability of our midfielders instead. Although I do understand why he only did it in the 76th minute. We don't have, even though we have a plethora, a lot of midfielders that can play in that position. Uh, Bruno, Pogba, Mata, Matomini, Fred. We even have uh, some of our youth academies who can actually play in midfields. But I think, yeah, this season is not this season is not a very good season to actually push the team all the way, in case one of our key players gets injured. So that will be at the back of mind. And the one thing I usually observe on my own, and I'm not sure whether you guys agree with me on this. So guys, just share your comments, and perhaps you guys can share your observations too. But whenever we have one of our key players injured, we always change the tactic for the worst, trying to adopt the attacks, and then counter attack, which we never able to do. And yeah, uh, I would say that this is a very aggressive performance from us, and it was a truly deserved win for the lads as a whole. So yeah, and but even though, yeah, I'm giving very high praises to Mata for his gameplay, I have to also say very good game from Bruno, and especially Rashford as well. Um, I recently read on Twitter that there was a statistic made uh on different set of strikers across different leagues. Lewandowski, uh, Mbappe. I'm not sure whether Neymar is in it, but Messi and Ronaldo are in it. And that that chart was made to derive which strikers uh, are actually more focused on getting goals, and what based on quality of that of the shot versus strikers who are more focused on getting the shots away in order to try and get goals. In other words, quality versus numbers, quality versus quantity. And amazing, if you see that chart, Marshall was in it as well, and Marshall is slightly towards quantity. He tried to get as much shots in order to you know uh get a goal versus versus Rashford, who is more focused on quality. If he can get a shot in, he'll make sure that that shot will result in a goal, a high percentage of a goal. So and whoever watches the game, obviously you will notice that Rashford managed to get 2 assists in it and get a goal at the very end, a very well deserved goal. And if you can see, if you see, that is what actually makes him a very good center forward with with Marshall away, Rashford at the helm. He he actually carried the carried the attack very well. He was the target man, and he was he was holding the ball to allow Pogba didn't play in the first half. Bruno, James, Mata, and all other players around him to actually advance and try to get shots in. So and he creates goals and not only just scores them. So and when I watched that game and thought about that chart, I feel it was very justified chart in sense that, yeah, based on statistics itself, in today's game he creates goals more than he actually scores as a reason. Well, if he thinks other players are in a better position to score, he will pass, and that's actually the 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 best the best that we can ask for from our centre forward right now. With a lone striker regime, especially when your team has to defend slightly deep towards our own half, you gotta have a forward who can actually get the ball, hold it, and allow the midfield to rush forward and and pass it back to them, and then make the run, try to open up the game. And yeah, he was offside for a few times, but that's what exactly he did. He was meant to be offside because he gets the ball from the deep, pass it back to Bruno or Wan-Bissaka or Shaw at the time in the first half, and in the second half he has a lot more option, and he was able to flourish there. So all in all, if I were to rate the game itself, it was a very enjoyable game for me. I would say that was uh, uh, an almost Manchester United that I fell in love with. 8 out of 10 across the board. But if I have to give a man of the match thumbs up, it would be Mata. If I have to give uh best best finisher, it would be Bruno, of course, with his absolutely terrifying goal. And oh yeah, talking about that, I forgot to mention as well that, you know Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, they have totally their mindset have totally changed in this game as well. Totally. And I'm very happy that both of them got goals in this game, and that it gives them a sense of confidence, a sense of achievement that they can do better. I've said in my previous video that I would prefer Maguire not to play to allow him to actually study on his role as a captain, as a leader on the pitch, from the sidelines. But he proved me wrong, and I think he proved a lot of us wrong because I'm pretty sure that a lot of us as fans were very very disappointed with his performances in the past few games, and there was a repetition of him to be dropped, but he proved us all wrong, and he's shown that, well, probably in the two in the breaks, in the international breaks, he has more over his performances. And I think that England red card was also something that, something that was on his mind, and he wanted to prove himself, and he did. I didn't see his leadership, but yet, as a fan, I don't really need it. I don't really need to see that when the team is performing well. And leadership uh can be shared across the board. So even though Bruno didn't wear the armband in that game, he was leading the attacks. Mata, even when he was not wearing the armband, he was focusing on his role to link the plays. And everybody else across the pitch, they were very disciplined. And that's good. That's good. So I hope we carry on this momentum to our next game, which is if I'm not mistaken, it is going to be in the Champions League against PSG. Yeah. So, but if you ask me whether do we want to play with the same kind of mindset, yes, with the same kind of tactics, probably even play a 4-5-1, some kind of pseudo. I seriously, I was expecting it. I was expecting the changes that Ole was making. I was hoping for it, and he did made it, and I was very happy. But I'm not sure whether we are ready to play with that kind of football. We have been known to be very much traditionally reliant on wingers, but now, uh, with the with well, we can say Greenwood is also a makeshift winger, and Rashford is also a makeshift winger. So for me, it is high time for us to change our approach, and it is also a high time for us to get a director of football who can understand that in this modern game, maybe United doesn't have to have a winger to build the team around. Maybe it's high time we focus more on improvement across the field, and that's going to be a monumental change for us. So yeah, I've been blabbering a lot. I really like to hear your comments. So please give your comments down below. Press the like button, and if you guys have any very much interesting comments, I think we will bring it up in our next session when we will talk about our next match, or to recap the week. And uh, definitely we will appreciate your comment, and we will bring it up as a topic to discuss on with me and my colleagues. uh, don't forget to also subscribe to us, and that's all from me. What's that?